Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a week since I've last seen the audience of this channel, which continues to grow, thankfully. I apologize for not being able to go on this past Saturday. I just had a lot going on last Saturday, so I just wasn't able to squeeze it in. But I'll be able to go on this Saturday. Probably planning on hitting the air around 2:30 or so for the 2:30 games. Probably won't do the 11 o'clock games. Just I got things to do in the morning. But week 8 was our past week, and it was an eventful week. Even though there weren't any ranked matchups, there were still things that happened. But Georgia's still on top of the power ratings, followed by Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, and Cincinnati round out the top 5. Movers and shakers. I don't know if there really are any. Oklahoma down to 27 is interesting. I mean, I have them losing 3 times. That's pretty crazy. That game against Kansas, I mean, I wouldn't overreact too much because in 2014, when TCU was really good in the playoff race, went 12-1 and finished the season ranked number 2. We played a road game at Kansas in November and only won by 4. Kansas was beating us the entire second half, and it wasn't until we returned a punt for a touchdown in the fourth quarter to take the lead. It happens, and a lot of people, TCU's probably not any good, but then we go on and win our last 3 games by an average of 40 points, including 42-3 win over Ole Miss in the Peach Bowl, and it turns out that Kansas game was not really much of an omen. So I would not overreact just yet. I would wait a little bit more to see what happens with Oklahoma. They should be fighting against Texas Tech. But that was an interesting game to watch. Myself, I went to the TCU game. Did not have a good time. The game was horrible itself. But overall, TCU is so bad at this is my first game as a fan in 15 years. Like the last time I went to a TCU game as a fan was against Colorado State in 2005 when I was still in high school. This is my first ever game to experience as a fan since moving to the Big 12. And to be honest with you, I was not impressed. Not a good game day experience. I feel like it felt like more like a country club cocktail party than a football game, so to speak. Very highbrow clientele of people at the tailgates and everything. A lot of a very country clubbish snobbery attitude. And then the game, TCU returns the opening kickoff for a touchdown and really didn't do anything after that. It was bad. But, I probably won't be going to another TCU game in a while. That was not a good experience. But anyway, that was that. So the model did actually pretty good keyless last Saturday, especially against the spread. Look at all that green right there, especially the combo, which was the best one. Totals, not so much. Outside of support vector machine, there was mostly red. And then money line was hit or miss, but the ones that did hit did a good job, especially combo. So combo had a really good week, plus 17.17 units. Overall, season combo is now the best performing model, minus 43.77. And keyless plus 24 units on the money line is the combo, and random forest plus 27 units. So it looks like at least the money line is starting to take shape over there. But unfortunately, I couldn't really ride that wave on my own picks, minus 0.33 units. So it was actually the second best week of me for the year. I've only had one winning week all year. But overall, like I said, money lines are what's sinking me this year. And totals, I'm 68 and 67, but it just hasn't been there. Key matrix, I'm sticking with the least squares, K nearest neighbors again this week, like last week. Totals, I am going with pretty much the potpourri right here. Everything but the combo pretty much for totals. And money line, I am going with random forest combo, which is plus 27.64 units on the year. And that is the recap of that. So let's go on and start talking about this week's Week 9 matchups. We got a couple Thursday night games. None of them are really that exciting, but we got Troy, number 101, versus 20, Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina's undefeated season came to an end last Wednesday, but they should be able to rebound against Troy. They're favored by 17. The total is 51.5, and this looks to be a unanimous Coastal Carolina spread play. Money line's too big to play, and 5 of the 6 favoring the over. K nearest neighbors, 100% win percentage for Coastal Carolina, and average of 24.4. So I think they're not getting enough respect here. But then again, how do you rebound from a loss to Appalachian State like that? That's the question. 54.2 is the average total over there, so that looks pretty sharp. And then the other Thursday night game, we got South Florida going to Greenville, North Carolina to play East Carolina. Number 73 versus 110. East Carolina is favored by 10. The total is 56.5. Unanimous Eastern Carolina lean on the spread. I have them winning by 17.8, so not enough respect there. Money line, 385 might be too big for many of you, but it does like... Oh, yeah, I forgot to color in our keys for the week. So for spread, it was least squares and K nearest neighbors. So these first two are the keys this week for that. And then money and over-under was everything but the combo. So there we go. And then money line was combo and random forest. So East Carolina spread, and if you want to play up to 385 on the money line, there you go. And over and under, 5 of the 6 do like under, but it has to be unanimous this week for it to be a play. So those are the 2 Thursday night games. And Friday night games, again, not really anything exciting. Midweek, the games this year have been pretty bad, let's be honest. But we got Navy going to Tulsa, number 81 versus 115. Tulsa, 11-point favorite at home. The total is 47. We're Splitsville on the spread, although the 2 keys do like Tulsa. Splitsville on money line as well, and then Splitsville on over and under. So it looks like this line is pretty sharp. K nearest neighbors, looks like this is right in line, like minus 11.3 and 48.9. So I don't see a lot of value in this game. The other Thursday night game is the Battle of Nevada. UNLV was able to win this game 2 years ago on the road in an upset, number 48 versus 95. Nevada is a 20.5-point favorite, and the total is 58. 5 of the 6 metrics, including the 2 keys, do like UNLV here. We're Splitsville on money line, although the 2 keys like UNLV there as well, plus 850, and then unanimous over. So it looks like the lean here is UNLV spread and over 58. The K nearest neighbors does give UNLV about a 30% chance to win, although I think that's a little too high, to be honest with you, by an average of 8. 68.4 is your total. So over and UNLV spread is the lean there. So those are the 2 Friday night games. I remember that game was massive back in 2019 because I was teetering. I was like, it was the last week of the year. It was on day after Thanksgiving, I think. It was, the Friday after Black Friday. And I was like up 1 or 2 units on the season total, and I really needed UNLV money line dog, and they won in overtime. They almost choked it away in regulation. They were up by 14 with like 5 minutes to go and choked, but won in overtime on a touchdown pass after Nevada kicked a field goal. But anyway, that win was pivotal into giving me a profitable 2019 season. Okay, let's go ahead and look at what we have on the docket for Saturday. Starting with our 11 a.m. kickoffs, let's go ahead and see how number 2, Cincinnati, I think that's a little too high. I have them at 5, going to Tulane, number 91, who's just been awful this year, especially defensively. Tulane has been. They've just been terrible. Cincinnati's favored by 24.5, the total is 62. However, the 2 keys do like Tulane slightly on the spread here. And the random forest key does like Tulane, but the combo does not. And over and under, this is unanimous over. I've noticed that this is a very over-friendly slate this week from what I've noticed. So we'll have to check that out. All right, then we got the game of the day probably, although I still am not sold on Michigan State. I still am at number 38, so at least they're out of the 50s now, going at number 4. Michigan's favored by 4, the total's 51, and I have a unanimous Michigan lean, spread and money line, and unanimous over as well. About a 70% chance on the KNN graph. 9.7 is the average margin for Michigan, and the total is 58.3. So Michigan and the over. Michigan spread, money line, and over for this Michigan battle. Like I said, I'm just not sold on Michigan State yet. I feel like they've feasted mainly on the weaker part of the Big Ten so far, and they didn't play a great non-conference schedule. So that is that. All right, Iowa. Can they rebound from their disappointing loss to Purdue? Well, they're playing Wisconsin, who at 4-3 is still number 7 in the model. Wisconsin's favored by 3.5. The total is only 37. I think that's the lowest total we have seen this year. But unanimous Wisconsin lean on the spread and money line, and we are Splitsville on over and under. Over here only gives Iowa about a 10% chance to win, and the average mark, wow, 18.5 for Wisconsin on the K nearest neighbors chart. So, wow, that's bizarre. And 39.1 is your total. So I would say Wisconsin spread and money line are the leans here. Also at 11 a.m., we got Texas going to Baylor. Number 26 versus 18. Baylor's a 3-point favorite. Total 61.5, and I have a unanimous Baylor lean on the spread and money line, and a unanimous over as well. About a 40% chance for Texas to win, but the average margin otherwise 6.6 and a total 66.2. So over and Baylor is the lean there. It looks like everything's going over. I wonder if there's something wrong with my model because that's kind of sketchy. Let me look at this real quick. There's some unders in there, but mostly overs. Not. I don't know what to say, guys. It just is what it is. All right. Miami, disappointing team of the year, going to Pitt, and Pitt's probably kicking themselves right now to losing to Western Michigan. Otherwise, they'd be in the thick of the playoff race, especially after they beat Clemson last week. But they're up to number 15 against number 49. Pitt's a 9.5-point favorite. The total is 61.5. Unanimous Pitt lean on the spread. Money line, though, is split, and so is over and under. So it looks like Pitt spread is the only lean here. About a, 6 and 7 chance that Pitt wins, according to the KNN graph, by an average of 12.5, total of 60.4. So I'd say the only lean there is Pitt. Okay, at 1 p.m. Central Time, kind of a weird start. We got Iowa State trying to resurrect their season, number 19 against number 63, West Virginia. West Virginia, 7-point home dog. The total is 48.5, but this is unanimous Iowa State lean on the spread and money line if you want to play them up to 278. And unanimous over 48.5 as well. I have it at 54.5. About a 3 and 4 chance Iowa State wins by an average of 11.6, and 53.8 is your total. So unanimous Iowa State spread, money line, and over is a lean there. Moving on to the 2:30 games, we got what was looking to be a big one before the season started. Not so much anymore, especially with how disappointing Florida's been at 4-3. But they're still number 6 in my model, and UGA is number 1. Georgia, 14-point favorite in Jacksonville. This is a neutral site game. Don't forget, 51 is the total. Unanimous Georgia lean on the spread, and over 51 as well. I have it at 55.9. Only one matchup over here favors Florida, and that was Hawaii beating Air Force in 2016. Otherwise, it is a 20-point margin for Georgia, and the total is 55.5. So Georgia and the over. Also at 2:30, we got Texas Tech with interim head coach Sonny Cumbie going against Oklahoma, trying to turn their season or turn their fortunes around after the Kansas game. But number 27 versus 61. Oklahoma's favored by 19.5. The total is 66.5. The two keys like Texas Tech over here and the money line as well. Texas Tech, random force, and combo. And then unanimous over. I have it at 69.6. So about a 1 in 5 chance Texas Tech pulls this off. I don't think they will, but you never know. Otherwise, 11.5 in the margin. So I would say Texas Tech spread is a good play here. Also at 2:30, we got miserable offense Colorado going to Oregon. Number 98 versus number 10. Colorado, 24-point dog. The total is 49. Ooh, it looks like we finally have something leaning under, although it's not unanimous. Spread is split as far as the keys are concerned, and money line's too big to play. So it looks like there's really no lean here. Everything looks pretty sharp to me. Maybe I just don't see any lean in this game. Oregon should roll. Colorado's offense, a bottom 10 offense in the country. They've been that bad. Going up against the number 16 defense on the road. Not a good recipe for success. All right, also at 2:30, remember when this game used to matter? Well, not so much this year. Clemson's still a top 25 team in my model, and Florida State is at number 60. Clemson's favored by 9.5. The total is 47.5. We're split on the spread. Money line, looks like the two keys do like Florida State here, and we are Splitsville on over and under. So this looks pretty sharp as well. I don't really see any angles here, to be honest with you. But I remember when this game used to matter, not so much anymore. Okay, also at 2:30, we got Purdue going to Nebraska. Is this a must-win game for Nebraska? I don't know. Every game seemed must-win for Nebraska this year in terms of Scott Frost. But I would say at this point, they've already decided whether he's staying or going after this year. So I don't think this game matters. But Nebraska is number 28 in the model. Purdue number 50. Nebraska favored by 7.5. The total is 52.5. We're split on the spread, and money line is split as well. And 5 of 6 do like the under here, although it's not unanimous. So I don't really see any leans here. I mean, maybe under, but that's it. This looks pretty sharp to me as well. About a 56.7% chance that Nebraska wins by an average of 5.3. Total 50.7 according to the KNN graph. All right, I don't even know if I can watch this anymore. But TCU down to 68 in my model, Kansas State 25. The Frogs have just been terrible this year, especially with run defense. And last week, the offense just wasn't able to bail out the defense. The offense was just terrible last week. Turnovers, couldn't run the ball, couldn't do anything. But Kansas State favored by 3.5, total is 58.5. Unanimous Kansas State lean on the spread and money line, and unanimous over 58.5 as well. So Kansas State spread money line over is a play. Only a 10% chance for TCU to win over here. Otherwise, the average is 12.5. I think Kansas State will be able to run all over TCU's defense. All right, moving on to the night games. A big one, Ole Miss going to Auburn. Number 9 versus 29. Ole Miss is a 3-point dog, total 66, but the two keys do like Ole Miss on the spread and money line as well at plus 120, and unanimous over 66. I have it at 71.6. About a 60% chance Ole Miss wins over here by an average of 3.3. So I think the wrong team is favored, but Ole Miss spread money line over are the leans there. All right, Kentucky, still a top 12 team. I have them at 43, though. This is so weird. Unranked Mississippi State and Kentucky, but Mississippi State number 17 against 43. So wrong team favored. I have unanimous Mississippi State, spread and money line. We're Splitsville on over and under. So I would say Mississippi State, spread or money line, take your pick. It's pretty much the same thing as the lean here. K nearest neighbors gives Mississippi State about a 2/3 chance to win. Average is 6.5. All right, Kansas playing the other Oklahoma team this week. Moved up to 122 in the model despite the close game against Oklahoma. Against number 12, Oklahoma State favored by 30.5, and I think that's not enough. I have them covering that, and unanimous over as well. So Oklahoma State spread and over is the play here. K nearest neighbors has an average of 34.5. Total is 58.1. So Oklahoma State spread and over. All right, the other OSU team with an orange and black color scheme. Oregon State going on the road to Cal, number 45 or 65. Oregon State, 1.5 point favorite. The total is 55.5. Spread favors Oregon State. At least the two keys favor Oregon State on the money line and unanimous over. I have it at 64.4. A lot of overs this week, guys. I don't know what the deal is, and I really don't care. It is what it is. I haven't changed anything. But it looks like the Oregon State spread or money line, take your pick, and over is a play here. All right, other big game of the night, although not as big with Penn State kind of faltering lately. Ohio State and Penn State, number 31 versus 3. Ohio State is favored by 18.5, and the total is 60. Unanimous Ohio State spread. Money line is a split, and unanimous over as well. I have it at 70.1. So I can't explain it why there's so many overs this week. I mean, maybe there's something happening. I don't know. That is kind of weird, though, how everything is over this week. But like I said, honestly, I don't care. It is what it is. Although K nearest neighbors, the Pitt Clemson game from 2016 is in here. Otherwise, Ohio State by about 24. Total 71.2. So Ohio State spread and over in that one. All right, this was supposed to be a big game before the season started, but really not so much anymore. North Carolina, Notre Dame, number 21 versus 58. North Carolina's offense still pretty good, but the defense sucks. Notre Dame, 3.5 point home favorite. The total is 62.5. Unanimous Notre Dame spread and money line here and over, as with everything else. About a 10% chance for North Carolina to win. Average 17.8. Who's going to win the Heisman? That's a great question. Let me think. I don't know. It's pretty wide open this year. I wish I could tell you. All right, here's an interesting game. Virginia and BYU. This is interesting just because Virginia's coach, Bronco Mendenhall, was a longtime BYU head coach. Number 42 versus 47. BYU hasn't been playing great lately, neither has Virginia. BYU favored by 2.5 in Provo, total 64. Split on the spread, split on money line, split on money line and unanimous over like everything else this week. About a 40% chance Virginia wins. Otherwise, BYU by 2.6. So this looks pretty sharp, although over like everything else is a play this week. I'm just as confused as you guys as to why everything is leaning over this week. Yeah, I mean, I'm lost, guys, as to why everything is over this week. Maybe because, I think I found out why. Yep. Something is wrong. I might have to redo these predictions. Honestly, I don't know if I care enough. I'll redo it next week. And then finally, I'm going to do one more game on the stream. I've kind of checked out. San Diego State 41, Fresno State 54. This will probably decide the Mountain West division, especially if San Diego State can hold on. But San Diego State favored by 1. Split on spread, money line. Looks like the two metrics do like San Diego State, and unanimous under. So we do have an under finally. I only have it at 35.8. So that's well under the 44.5. So San Diego State San Diego State money line and under is a play here. Those are the leans. But yeah, those are the games I'm going to cover this week. If I didn't cover any other games, you can check the website. Although, like I said, I think there might be something wrong just because I feel like there's something wrong with the drive efficiency stats. Although maybe there's not. But yeah. Yeah, I've kind of checked out just because I'm so busy with other things that I just don't have time, and I really don't care too much to diagnose what's going on if there's a problem. Like I said, I haven't touched anything since week 2 or 3, so I mean, if there's something wrong, then it's something that I won't be able to diagnose right off the bat, and I just don't know if I have the time nor the care to diagnose. So yeah, I'm gonna stream on Saturday around 2:30 or so, and maybe for a few hours, and then Sunday I have something planned for Sunday, so check me out for that. Something I haven't done in about a year, so Sunday I have a stream on Sunday night. I just think there's something wrong with the way I'm calculating drive efficiency. That's all. Or maybe there's not something wrong. I don't know. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a night just because like I said, I'm kind of checked out by now. And I wanted to make sure I still, don't completely abandon you guys, but that's all I have for you guys tonight. All right, everyone, have a good night. I will see you on Saturday.